Hi guys, my name is Manda Paul. I am an artist from Kitchener-Waterloo. Here doing a series with some friends about musicians of color in Kitchener and around Ontario on how to really bring awareness to what we do, who we are, try to give advice to the next generation, all that kind of stuff. And I'm happy to have my friend Alexander Saint here, who just did an amazing performance.
Thank you.
Can't wait for you guys to see that. But yeah, Alex, thanks for being here.
Dude, thanks for having me. This is
we're
so
good.
great. I'm happy to be outside of the house.
I know. I know that feeling completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really appreciate you're doing this with me. Like when I was trying to come up with artists or people in the industry to like do this with, I thought of you right away because like you're about to blow up. It's gonna happen. And like, but like going from where you started as a bass player now to a solo artist, well, these catchy friggin' songs,
Thank you.
so good.
Thank you.
And like, sort of, kind of, so people that look like us
Mm-hmm.
playing behind the scenes. Now you're in front of everybody now, like doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Like, what sort of advice would you give to people that want to do the exact same thing that you are? Like someone that's a kid that looks like me, or kid that looks like you playing bass or playing backing guitar for someone, or it's in their bedroom just on TikTok posting things.
Right.
How would you tell them to kind of make their mark without worrying about what people are thinking about them?
Well, I mean,
If
that's
that makes sense.
the first thing, and it's very. I think I've only kind of come into it myself the past couple of years, and kind of either from the bass player or from the artist. It's kind of been really stopping caring what people think about me and think, because one of the main things, and I don't know if we were going to get to this or not, but
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it up right now.
Yeah, fine.
is like when they see me or when they see you, they expect
Certain things.
a certain thing,
Yeah,
right?
for
Especially when they see me, they expect like, oh, you like funk. I'm sure you like funk. Especially when I used to have long dreads, people
Yeah.
are like, you love reggae and funk. That's your thing. Or like, you know, I feel like us as artists get pigeonholed into these things because I love.
Just go for it, man.
I love rock. And I love more edgier things like, you know, like when I played with a band named Sate, they'd introduce me like Betty Davis and like Living Color and like
Nice,
all
man.
these fantastic
Yeah.
that I like love, and that's like a part of, you know, what influenced me. But especially when I took on this artist thing, people really tried to like, and you know, I can't say that I don't have it in me like the soul thing or the R&B thing, but I'm not R&B.
Yeah.
And I'm not like soul. It's kind of like an alternative rock, like kind of mixed with a little bit of pop and this and stuff in it. But people want to immediately put us into those positions of like, oh, you got to be R&B because you're like just the way that you look. Like people, it's what's gonna sell,
Yeah.
right? And it's
Hear
really
that.
so that leading back to your question, like when you're trying to do this as you know, a younger person or like, you know, maybe even slightly younger than me. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be super young, but like you just really have to like take the time and believe in yourself and believe in what you want people to see you as and recognize. And it's hard because like we just said, people put a lot of that on you.
Like you're doing the big things now. Like I want to bring awareness that there's people like us out there that are doing well,
Yeah.
that can give advice,
Yeah.
and that can like sort of just prepare that next gen coming up. You know
Yeah,
what I
and
mean?
it needs to be said, and it needs to be talked about because, you know, a lot of the time, I mean, in like you just said, the past year especially, we've been seeing the changes in the music industry, and they've been like not huge,
Yeah.
but like little things from changing urban category to like starting to recognize that people are more than just what you see.
Yeah.
People can do way more things. Like take a band like the OBGMs, for example, who was like a punk band, like a black punk band that just got nominated for the Polaris
Amazing.
and
That's so cool.
short list. And you like from seeing them and people being, I was like, well, that's a hard market, that's a hard thing, and it's just like we need to start normalizing that you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like you really can like go out and play whatever kind of music you want and not feel bound by those shackles that
Yeah.
people put on you. And I was for a long time. I feel like everybody thought I needed to do a thing a certain way. I needed to sing a certain way. It's like, oh, you need to sound like your voice is a little bit too raw. It needs to sound more like kind of like Stevie Wonder. Like maybe you should try this, like, you know, because you're black.
People said
you
that
should-
to you. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's like people would like try to like push you in these directions because that's what sells. But like at the end of the day, if you don't believe in what you're doing, then there's no point in doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so you're about to go on tour with JP Sachs.
Yes. Yeah. So I met him at oh man, the Dominion on Queen. Did you ever go to the?
I've never been there. I've know of it.
When it was like kind of like more of a jazz bar.
Yeah.
And he walked up. He played something, and I was playing a gig there, and he walked up to me and said like, you want to play in my band? And I'm like, who is this fucking
That's awesome.
gangly ass like kid?
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
And then like look where he is now. It's crazy.
Are there dates in Canada, or is it all in the States?
It's all Canada. So I'm fortunate enough to be opening for him, which is fantastic. And those are happening for the Western Canadian legs,
Yep.
so like Calgary, Edmonton. October 4 or 5 are the dates, and then Victoria and Vancouver, which
Cool.
is 8 and 9, which is going to be great.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Where can people hear your stuff?
I mean, the internet.
What's
I mean,
that?
Yeah, what? I mean, yeah, you can find me. I'm on like Instagram and Twitter at I am Alexander Saint, and like you should just be able to type in my name, and you should be able to find
Should
this
just come right up.
fantastic face.
What are the next things you're doing?
I'm just really working hard on the set for this show, and then also releasing a new single, which you might hear if you're.
It's really good.
Yeah, that's gonna be released probably the last week of September. We're
Nice.
aiming for. So, yeah, and I'm just like what's else is on the radar? I just want to get better at being an artist and being a human being, which is like it's like
Yeah.
there's no deadline on that, but it's kind of like I'm just trying my best to like move things forward. So that's
Awesome,
kinda
man.
what's going on. Yeah.
So if you were a kid watching this right now, what's the one thing you'd want them to know?
In the music scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that it's changing, and you can make it change, and you don't have to be what everybody thinks you are. You can go and do whatever you want, and like it's funny too, like we're talking about the internet, and we're talking about being on there. Like there's so many more avenues
Yep.
of getting your music out and getting to new fans and new audiences. So like explore that, but and like just don't be afraid. Like me, like a couple years ago. Don't be afraid. It's fine to fall. You're gonna fall on your face. We all fall on our face.
Oh,
But
many
it's
times. Many times.
many times. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. And I mean, honestly, like reach out to me if you want some help or advice. I'm like the same thing that you're doing, which
Yeah.
is fantastic. And thank you so much for having me. Like
I
this
appreciate
is
you doing it, man.
this is great. Like, but that's what it's about. Is about building community together for especially people who look like us. So
Build each other up.
so if you're watching this and you have questions and you need answers and you think I can give you answers, I'd be more than happy to help you. So I am Alexander Saint on Instagram. You can find it on my website, IamAlexanderSaint.com. I'm on Twitter, not so much TikTok, but any of
Eventually.
those, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate you doing
man.
this.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
I'm such a damn show off, especially when it comes to you. I'd walk through a wall of fire or swim through sharks like a fool. 'Cause I can't get enough of your green when I jump off the roof. When you rush to my side with a band-aid, it just makes me feel good. I never knew how to put my emotions into words that could accurately describe the kind of high that I get when I see you slowly pass me by. I run to the highest mountain just to catch your eye, or at least fail trying. I'm such a damn show off, especially when it comes to you. I walk through a wall of fire or swim through sharks like a fool. 'Cause I can't get enough of your grin when I jump off the roof. When you rush to my side with a band-aid, it just makes me feel good. Sticks, stones, and broken bones ain't nothing to me. I promise I'm fine. For a chance of a glance from you, I gladly swallow my pride. I fall from the highest tower just to catch your eye. or at least fair trying. I'm such a damn show off, especially when it comes to you. I'd walk through a wall of fire or swim through sharks like a fool, 'cause I can't get enough of your grin when I jump off the roof. When you rush to my side with a Band-Aid, it just makes me feel good. Ooh, ooh, ooh.